Oh, we're live.
The Love Gurus podcast is starting now. The Love Gurus are comics that bring comedic wisdom to the savages asking bizarre relationship questions on the internet. Your hosts are Suzanne Leah Shepherd and Jake Vevera. I am the Love Gurus' pet robot Cassandra. I love you.
Damn it, I thought there was going to be music.
Dun, dun.
Yes, pretend that there's music, people. Hopefully you guys can hear us. We are live on YouTube right now. We are the Love Gurus podcast. We are going to take your ridiculous dating questions from the internet. I am Jake Vevera. With me, as always, Suzanne Leah Shepherd. How's it going, Suzanne?
Oh, just great. We're in the heat of summer now, and it's that kind of summer heat where you forgot that you had certain sweat glands. You know, if I sit on the subway too long, my crotch is wet, and it's not because I peed. So
yes, and I figured out the music.
Yay!
It was the pissing on the subway thing that brought it back to life.
I
breathed life back into it.
whetted everyone's appetite.
Yes,
you're welcome.
Absolutely. We are taking your questions if you write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. We're also taking them from the wild animals on Reddit. We will take your questions live on the show, too, if you just comment in the comment section on YouTube every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, unless we start a little bit late because I'm having tech issues like I was tonight. But I'm really excited about our two guests, man.
Yes.
They're two returning comics, two hilarious comics. Kristin Manna and Paul Dagliolo, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
You guys got anything you want to plug? Any shows, anything like that?
I run a weekly show at QED.
Nice.
So QED in Astoria.
In Astoria.
A dope show. And what time is the show? It's
7, but we're going to move to 9 in September.
Ooh,
Oh, there we go.
That's a much saucier time slot. Love that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lots of potential.
Yeah.
Just social media for now. Yeah, give
Social
me a follow.
media.
Paul Dagliolo on YouTube.
Paul Dagliolo.
Paul D Comedy Instagram.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of stuff.
Paul does a lot of cooking in Paulie's kitchen.
Paul's Kitchen. Yeah, we got over 30
which
episodes.
are
YouTube.
they're very entertaining. So definitely check those out.
The Rantings of a Madman.
How does
Is it all Italian food?
No, it's whatever I can afford to cook. Sometimes it's fish and fancy stuff, and other times it's me heating up stuff and just ranting about mayors.
It's very honest. It's a very honest portrayal of a man cooking for himself. It's
and all that goes into it.
Yeah, and all that goes into it, the thoughts, the honesty, it's all there. Quite a well-rounded production.
I did like, though, that Paul's name and face was so Italian that you had to ask, is every single dish Italian? You know what? I think you should play on that. You should play on that. You should do all
I don't
Thai
make
food.
cannoli cream every Wednesday.
Yeah. Dude, you should talk like that, but don't cook a single Italian thing.
Yeah.
Just be like, this is sushi with Paulie Dags. Like,
This is Italian cooking. Mom's coming over with the food.
Yeah, but it's all Japanese food, and you don't even mention anything like why that is. But you way Italian up the accent and everything, but only cook Japanese food with that accent.
Learn how to perfectly steam rice with Paul Dagliolo.
It's one of the last races you could just make fun of openly because we don't care. We're too busy looking for the next
I'm
team.
saying it in a complimentary way. I'm saying it's so difficult to properly steam rice that we gotta. That's the last frontier to conquer.
I can never cook rice.
Same.
It's
always
tough,
hard.
It's
How do you
always
know?
crunchy and I'll cook rice and my boyfriend he'll be like, oh, that's right. He'll he'll throw such a shit fit about it. I'm like, it's fine enough. It's for
it's
whatever
tough to
reason,
get right.
I can't get the
when you first start doing
consistency
it.
right. And and so it's gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not cooking rice anymore because, A, carbs, B, you're a bitch. So
I'm so glad we're having this moment because I literally thought it was just me.
every time you poorly make rice, know that I am right there with you.
I will say, with making sushi, the toughest thing to get right is the rice. I mean, because for the most part, it's just kind of meat and whatever little bit of marinade you're putting on it.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, it's just how you're slicing the meat and all that. But I'm getting that sushi rice right is kind of tough because that really can't be crunchy at all.
Yeah.
And you got to use a little bit of the rice wine vinegar with it. It's really just about timing and making sure your measurements are right. That's it. I mean, honestly, the best
Yeah.
advice I can give is go to YouTube and listen to one of those fucking guys and use their measurements and their times to a T.
Yeah.
This is why I get my rice on the outside because I hate details.
Well, this is I was just going to
I
say
don't
the
wanna
same
do that.
thing. You know, it's like, you know, no one should ever shit on grocery store workers because at least they know how to make rice and sushi. Am I right? You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Like, I don't know how to do that.
That's a
Like,
skill.
I'm not qualified to work in that section of the grocery store.
No, me neither. I mean, it's tough. Well, no, I can do rice now. I can do rice now, but I fucked it up for a while.
How do you do it?
What are the measurements,
recipe?
Jay?
If I remember, like my simple one, and I believe this is a Martha Stewart video. You guys can check this out. It's go find a Martha Stewart video on
She's got a
YouTube.
claws and everything.
Yeah, she does. She does. Martha Stewart's rice game is small, or not small, but strong. That's it's admittedly not what she's most known for, but her rice video is great. I think you cook it for like 16 minutes. You put a little bit of butter in there.
16 minutes.
Yeah, if I remember
That
it.
Butter?
Yeah, so-
In it?
You put a little bit of butter in it and some salt, and I don't remember the exact water to rice measure. I honestly just check it out every
That's
time
the
I make it.
problem. I find out I'm
Yeah.
cooking rice and it's like the water's gone. Still hard. I have to add water to it.
No. You get the levels right at the beginning. You let it steam for you let it cook for like 16 minutes, and then you take it off and let it steam for like another 10 or something. And then you're good to go. Yeah. It's all about letting it boil and stuff, and then taking it off the burner and letting it steam for the right amounts of time, and having the exact right measurements to water and all that.
I feel like every recipe, they tell me what to do. I follow the instructions, and then at the end, it's like fluff with fork, and they're just saying that to be patronizing, like I'm not.
It's going to look wrong.
Yeah,
No, try
I'm
again.
not- you can't fluff rocks, okay? Like
You can't
fuck
do
you
it.
guys.
You can't do it. Although, have you seen Martha Stewart's recipe for rocks? Pretty good. Pretty
That's
good.
Snoop Dogg's recipe.
Yeah, she makes good crack rocks and good gravel. She makes a delicious gravel risotto, and I never thought I could eat gravel and enjoy it, but she did it right.
It's really just our myopic society why Martha Stewart isn't allowed to make perfect crack rocks or meth at least.
I mean, they never should have
Martha
sent
can
her
cook meth.
to real prison for insider trading. She's gonna come out cooking crack. What did you expect? She's been institutionalized.
She would cook the best crack.
Yeah,
And it would go in the cutest packaging.
And it would be so
Yeah.
cute. And
Be like a
every
bow.
every Christmas, you'd be like, "Oh my God, Martha!"
a lot of people think that they can't. A lot of people think they can't make the crack folds festive, but it's Christmas. You put a little mistletoe on there. Just because they're crackheads don't mean that they don't like Christmas and that they don't like to be festive.
Yeah,
That's what I say.
the definition of crackhead needs to be widened.
Yeah.
certainly.
And you know what? As somebody who smoked crack and then fucking enjoyed it, let me just say I'm tired of getting judged for smoking crack by a motherfucker who's doing a giant line of cocaine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why am I getting judged by a Mormon? I get that Mitt Romney is not down with me smoking this. But like, dude, you're doing a line of the same thing that I'm smoking. It just isn't fucking rocked up with baking soda. Don't you judge me, you pricks out there on YouTube.
I only just remembered that crack comes from cocaine.
It's basically just cocaine. Yeah, it's basically just
the
cocaine.
cheaper version.
I also forgot. Is that why it burns? Is the baking soda? Is this dumb? Is this
No,
Well,
it's not a dumb question. This
You
is
can smoke.
I've never
learned.
cooked.
You can smoke cocaine without rocking it up into crack. You
Is
can
it-
smoke any powder. It's just you just freebase it. There's freebase pipes. You can also just do it off a piece of tinfoil. I think I did it on the podcast last week. You just take you fold a little piece of tinfoil. I didn't do it on the podcast last week, but I will next week. I will next week.
I was
Tune
like,
in.
wow, which podcast?
Yeah, you just fold a piece of tinfoil. You put a little bit in the bottom, almost like a little line. Like they call them foilies. And what you do is you take the lighter, kind of move it back and forth. It goes from this is a science class, people. It goes from powder to like a liquid, and then it like smokes. So the idea is you get the whole thing evenly into a liquid form, and then once it's all evenly liquid, you kind of start at one end and just turn that shit into smoke.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
I feel like, do you think if high school kids just learned how to do this, and
Dude,
they would know, they would
every
actually listen? And
high school that's had me come and give
Yeah.
speeches to the kids never has me back, and they should. I'm
And
giving
then-
them good
but
information.
Wait, how do you have like something in your mouth to like suck in the smoke?
Yes, what
I
you
think
do.
I saw that in Intervention. I saw that in
It's best to
Intervention.
take like a pen, like a big pen or something, and cut it in half. You take the guts out, so you got like this nice round thing. You can do it with a straw. You just cut it kind of short,
Listen up.
and that's it.
I didn't know this about you. How long did you smoke crack for?
It's not like I smoked it like regularly. It was just when I was younger in high school and shortly after, just like socially, not like I didn't like,
Jake grew up in the Midwest. It's quite social there.
Yeah.
It's the high society's activity.
I was like, crack.
Listen, if you don't have Broadway, you ain't got theater, you ain't got museums. All right, you got cow tipping and crack.
Yeah.
I stayed away from cow tipping.
It's because he's an animal rights activist.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you get all judgy, YouTube.
Yeah, I would sit there and say, we're tipping the cows like, you assholes shouldn't do that. I would stay up all night protecting the cows from cow tippers.
Amazing. Well,
Yes.
we've helped.
Even though we're in Greece, we're drinking, since we are in Greece this week, we're drinking Zacharias Acertico. It's fucking great, man. It's a nice Greek white wine, really crisp and smooth at the same time. It is goddamn delicious. A bone dry wine with citrus aromas followed by a mild saline. And they're putting saline in wine? What the fuck?
You gotta keep your salts up in the summer. That makes sense to me.
Like they're putting eye drops in it?
Yeah, you gotta.
Just go right to crack. Get the middleman.
Greece. Were you on crack when you decided to put eye drops in wine? That's crazy.
People sweat so much. They gotta
a
replenish.
laxative.
Yeah.
I mean,
Saline's just
laxative.
I do got a
It's
shit of
about
it
the
now.
chemical, but
Yeah.
I forgot. You just put it in someone's drink if you want to make them.
Greece, did you
You learned
poison
that
us?
from Wedding Crashers.
Did you just...
I couldn't remember what. I was like, is this Parent Trap? How did someone?
Oh my God, Lindsay Lohan. Totally, that was the start of her downfall.
Oh man, really love Lindsay. Team Lohan over here.
Zacharias Acertico. Balanced acidity fills your mouth well after it is consumed.
My God.
Plump and delicious, fruity, green, and unadorned. Greece.
Lindsay Lohan has a club
What are you doing,
in
Greece?
What?
Wow.
Oh my God, she totally does.
This is a full circle show.
I totally believe that Lindsay Lohan, A, watches our podcast, B, it serves Zacharias wine and her club in Greece. I totally forgot.
Yes,
about that.
drink
Yeah.
like a drunken Lindsay Lohan on vacation in Greece. Zacharias, get you some.
I love it.
We're both from Long Island.
Yeah, and we both wear cool,
There we
stunning
go.
shades.
There we go.
Cool.
Those are some nice
I
shades.
look like
They
I
are
just
very
returned from the
shades.
range.
But without further ado, you guys
Animals.
ready for your first question on the Love Gurus podcast?
Yeah.
All right, first question. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or check us out every single Thursday on YouTube, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Chat us up. Tell us to fuck off. Tell us whatever you want about the questions or write your own questions. But for now, we're going to take our first one from the wild animals on Reddit.
So I just personally want to preface this by saying this is a long question, but it's because there's a journey. Okay, so yeah, buckle in. Okay, first question. My mom did something borderline evil, and my fiance is acting like our whole relationship is in danger. I've been with Alex, my fiance, for 4 years, and he's the love of my life. His mom, my future mother-in-law, has never liked me. She can be very mean girlish, treats other people badly, and is also a diva. My future mother-in-law has been dating Simon for 9 months. Simon used to be married to my mom's best friend. There was no cheating, but it's obviously a very painful situation for my friend. So my mom has 2 reasons to hate my future mother-in-law. One more important background thing. When my in-laws were married, the father-in-law cheated and wanted to get around having to pay her more in the divorce due to him being at fault. He tried to portray her as an alcoholic, though she never was, and he slipped something into her drink to make her look bad in public. Future mother-in-law had a bad trip in front of a lot of people, and father-in-law was criminally charged. As a result, my future
Father-in-law roofied mother-in-law? Like, not even for anything like roofie type stuff, but just to embarrass her?
Yeah, he wanted to make her look like a bad alcoholic in the, so anyway, okay. As a result, future mother-in-law never touches any type of recreational drug or drink, nothing stronger than wine. She feels strongly about being in control of her body. So back to present day. As I said, my mom absolutely hates my future mother-in-law. We had an engagement party and my mom decided to play a very badly thought out prank on my future mother-in-law.
I can't wait for this. If the last one wasn't a very badly thought out prank, God damn it, this one's going to be a doozy.
My mom brought her a glass of wine and had a couple of friends with her. At one point, my mom joked that she put something in the wine. Then she and her friends started slurring their words and acting really weird, and it freaked my future mother-in-law out. Then someone grabbed her from behind. She ran into the other room screaming and ended up having a panic attack in Simon's arms. Simon lost his shit and was screaming at my parents. At this point, he didn't seem to understand that it was just a panic attack and he wanted a toxicology report done. My dad managed to calm him down, but Simon left with my future mother-in-law. Alex, my fiance, yelled at my mom and then got in the car with Simon and my future mother-in-law and left. He then came home that night and yelled at me and said that my mom is an evil bitch. My future mother-in-law is now totally humiliated. She's talking about not wanting to go to the wedding because she's so embarrassed. Alex now wants to uninvite my mom and all of our family friends so that my future mother-in-law will feel comfortable. He keeps saying that my mom is an evil bitch and he'll never forgive her, but he isn't acknowledging any of the stuff that brought this on. Now, now my future mother-in-law is saying that she never wants to see me again, and he is saying that it's her choice. Is my relationship doomed?
That wedding is going to turn into like the red wedding from Game of Thrones. That's going to be fucking ridiculous.
I just like have so many questions. What town do they live in that they like know each other, like that?
Yeah,
like they dated each other, the family members.
So to give a quick recap, so the mom's best friend used to be married to the Simon dude, but now the future mother-in-law is dating Simon. So, so her mom hates him.
Question. Is the best friend one of the friends who played that trick on her?
I assume so.
Because
I assume she has to be in that posse.
I feel like the bride is kind of playing the victim, but I also feel like her mom's friends were kind of mean.
Yeah, what's interesting about this question is that she's giving very hard, concrete evidence that her mom, yes, is an evil bitch, but yet she's not giving concrete evidence as to why her future mother-in-law is a diva, mean girlish, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
There are no details as to why that, other than the fact that she's dating someone who used to be married.
I believe she's a diva and a bitch, the mother-in-law.
Okay,
but also, I'm sorry, but your mom, that was kind of mean girl.
But yeah, it's very mean girl. So let's say
here's the thing about most women that have been roofied for any reason. They hate when you make jokes about it. they especially hate group act outs of the roofing. They get so shitty about it, even if they got the greatest sense of humor in the world.
What? Okay, so let's say worst case scenario that these as far as age, let's say the parents in this situation are like 45. They're probably older, but can you imagine at that age going to your friends and being like, hey, remember when Linda got roofied? Let's totally make her think she got roofied. Like, what? Yeah, are you done?
I feel my friends would do that in my 20s. We're like,
that's right. Yeah,
high. We're not high. Let's pretend we're high.
Yeah, and you freak someone out and totally get them about.
They would do it with weed.
Yeah,
these fucking animals did it with roofies.
But now they're doing it to someon's mom.
Yeah,
at an engagement party.
Where there's also a traumatic backstory of her not getting spousal support over it, and she had to overcome and convince a judge that she's not an alcoholic.
Hey, Linda, who am I? I'm too drunk to have my kids. They gotta take the kids away from me. Ooh, I can't defend myself. You can't raise your children. You're an unfit mother. You got roofied.
I think the only way to save this marriage is if your mom apologizes to the diva woman.
I mean, that's true.
Or just tell us why she's a diva, because we just don't know enough.
So far, we're really on the diva side. And
again, because she doesn't give any example. She just says that she is these things, but it's she doesn't really explain why.
So she's the biggest bitch in the world. It's still mean, to do this thing that she was.
To mock her.
This is kind of a funny series of comments here. Joel says, "Fuck, I'm late." Sorry. He then says,
"We were
fuck." Simon and probably 3 of the groomsmen are banging the mother-in-law.
Oh,
Christ coming out. And then he says, "Oh shit, I missed the roofie part."
Big detail. That's the only one I heard.
I love
this. Sounds like an episode of The Huxtables, the reboot of The Cosby Show, but without Bill Cosby.
Yeah, where they're just
and they could make this the episode.
They're honest about what happens in the second floor of that house.
This is an excuse to take your money again.
Just to catch you all up. Yeah, basically her stepfather, like that lady's husband, roofied her in public. Like not for sexual reasons, but to like make her act too drunk?
No, the mom did.
Oh, the mom did.
The mom roofied the future mother-in-law.
And then
the mom?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It wasn't the ex-husband?
No,
I know zero details other than someone got roofied.
It was complicated.
And now they're marrying each other.
The mom of the bride's mom just gave the future mother-in-law a glass of wine. Okay. Then the mom and her friends were the ones that started acting crazy to make her think that she'd been roofied. The dad just kind of came and, was a fireman basically and tried to put out the fire.
Your mom doesn't sound, I'm sorry.
Emancipate yourself immediately.
Don't
marry anybody. Move away from that town and start a new life.
Whose mother roofies?
Yeah. But
what kind of mother roofies?
Maybe she's a huge bitch, and they were like, "Let's fuck with her," but we just don't know enough.
But it's also
how bored are you?
It's
hit some cows.
It's one thing I think to, but the fact that she's not even acknowledging, she's sort of like. Yeah, like what you said, Kristin, in that she's playing the victim. She's like, this is gonna hurt my relationship. Like, how is it affecting her? She's not like acknowledging the fact that yes, her mother did a really shitty thing. She doesn't even suggest, should someone apologize? But like at the very
oh my God, you're right. I'm starting to hate this bride now.
But that's what I'm saying. She doesn't. She's not like acknowledging anyone on her side's bad behavior. She's just like, Alex is mad at me, and I don't think it's fair, and it's like, what? We missed a big part.
I agree that maybe he shouldn't be mad at her, but he should definitely be mad at her mother.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, certainly.
The mother seems evil.
Because the bride didn't do anything. She's just like, I'm trying to have a good
I think
time,
everybody deserves exactly where they're at in this. I think everybody deserves what they got.
But
yeah.
Except for I don't know the mother-in-law though.
Each other.
I mean, here's the thing. I can take a practical joke as good as the next guy.
I just don't know how old everyone is in this.
The one thing about Reddit is they're normally very good about putting ages and gender. Like they're very good about that. But this question, for whatever reason, doesn't include ages. And I think
a question. This was a Tarantino movie.
It was therapy. It started from the end. A jewelry store got robbed at some point while it wasn't being filmed. It was crazy.
Went through every gamut of emotion just listening.
What does Joel say? I love Joel.
Oh, Joel says, would it be bad if I wanted to hang out with the moms for a weekend? If so, pretend I didn't say that.
To be fair,
I want to party with them. I want to crash.
The mom sounds kind of fun.
They sound crazy.
She sounds kind of crazy. She sounds like the kind of person that's like, hey, just come over with your passport and your crack pipe. Don't ask any questions.
This was definitely the mom that was like, I don't care if you and your 13-year-old buddies all fucking drink here when these kids are growing up. Just don't drive home and give me some.
No.
And have you kids tried booze with this? Check this out. Oh my God.
The mom
it like keeps you up. And no, fuck that. She's doing it in the living room.
She's fucking your friends like that.
Yes.
But she's hot too.
Yeah.
The mom's like, I know your kids are kind of young.
They're probably really hot.
Who's that high school sophomore you brought over though? He's kind of cool. What's his name? Like, she's
like on the homecoming float with the quarterback, giving him tongue.
She's a social study teacher in Florida. That's what her day job is
at a private school, certainly. But so her the person writing the question, the bride writing the question.
Amy on YouTube says, "Get your roofies right."
Yeah.
What's up, Amy?
Make sure they're the silly ones and not the rapey ones. Sorry.
What does Joel say? I can't see.
Joel says, "Hi, Amy."
Joel is carrying the chat.
They have rapport.
Hi, Joel.
But yeah, so the bride's question is her relationship ultimately doomed? Because obviously, they weren't in a good place before, but now, I mean, there's, this is more than dislike, or I mean, this is like literal bad blood. This is a huge event to overcome, and it's also, you can't tell me that something's not going to happen in the future. So it's kind of like, from Alex's perspective, if I were Alex, I would fucking cut it off now, just because this is too much to deal with. Marriage is already hard enough. All of that's already hard enough. It's, the fact that they're dealing with this. I don't know, like, are these people on My Big Fat Greek Wedding, like, or Gypsy Wedding, like what? Like they sound
wedding.
like those kind of people. Yeah.
I think that it's not doomed. I think that either they need to
wow.
cut their family off and like move into the wood. Maybe they live in the woods already.
I mean, that sounds like doom, though, right?
They need to like their family is going to ruin because their relationship could be great, but the people around
their families are nightmares.
Are going to ruin their relationship. So either they need to like kind of be like, okay, we love each other. We need to kind of distance ourselves from this. But I think that it's not totally, they just can't have joint Christmases.
I mean,
I wouldn't trust the eggnog.
They can. I want to crash that Christmas party because I want to drink that eggnog. I'm looking to fucking party.
And the mom gives the mother-in-law a Christmas present. Everyone's just like staring at her because they know it's like some sort of like grenade about to blow up.
Joel says, by the way, pretty sure I failed miserably at 18. Amy says, please hire me to work at this wedding. I'll bring the popcorn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting married in a week. I'm thinking about skipping my wedding to go to this wedding. Like, it's going to be fucking wild.
When is this person's wedding?
Yeah, she doesn't say.
If it's the 31st of this month, my bride-to-be is going to be very pissed off at me. I want to party with these people.
I think 2 things. I think the wedding is probably this summer, the engagement party, then or maybe it'll be next summer. I don't know. But I think that this couple sounds very young,
Yeah. If they're not going to make it.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
You just flipped. You said they were going to make it
now. You're like, I just need to know how old they are. If they're like 30 and it's like, okay, maybe you can make it. But if you're like 19 or 20, you're going to change so much anyway. Just
based on the behavior.
Go fuck as many people as you want. Like, just go.
Based on the behavior of the parents, based on her reaction of, how is this going to affect me? I'm gonna guess she is early 20s at the oldest.
Oh yeah, and the bride and the groom suck. They both fucking suck. Like the groom, even though the mom was being a horrible bitch or whatever the fuck he said, you gotta tell your fiance that in nicer words.
Yeah,
you can think it. You have to call her a horrible cunt. With you know what I mean? You can't just go right to your mother's a K-U-N-T cunt. Like you can't.
Are so
you have to do it in between the lines. You got to do it with subtext, but
he didn't speak to his bride in a nice manner, even though the mom was not nice to his mom. He should still be like, "You are my queen, and I should speak to you nicely."
Yeah. Well, here's another thought. Maybe the mom.
You're my queen. Your mother's Cruella.
Yeah. Don't procreate. This family should stop procreating.
Please wear condoms.
Here's
pull out,
another
do all
thought
that.
Is that maybe the mom knows this, thinks this, and so therefore that's why she was like, I'm going to get loose at this party. And that's why the mom is kind of being self-destructive because she wants this relationship ultimately to break up.
If the bride's mom and friends never did that, and then the diva made this up?
Shut up! Oh my god!
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Because what? Because like that's what it. Because like really though, why would adult people? Why would an adult person in their 40s, let's say, or late 30s or 50s, however old they are, why would you do that? That's like just crazy that they would even do that.
As much as I want to,
but I believe more if this woman is a diva and is a drama queen. I believe more that she would have made that up.
I hope that she made it up. I hope that she thinks it's real. I hope she's like Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind. I'm like, they were pretending to roofie themselves, and they're putting fucking secrets in the New York Times. Look what they put in the New York Times. This is a code. This is a code. It's a roofied up code.
Don't know enough. Maybe the bride's mom was like, "Oh, I'm feeling loose," and then she's like, "She pretended to be roofied," like
Yeah, no, you bring. I didn't even think about that, but you bring up a good point. Yeah, she does have that Mean Girls personality where she wants the attention to be about her. She makes this huge scene at a party, and then she's like, "I'm not coming to the wedding because I'm so humiliated unless Tina is not invited," and then it's like, and her little mama's boy bitch, Alex, is like, "Mom, I'm so sorry that this done happened to you. I'm going to
think this is royalty
right away."
And like, meanwhile, the
mama's boy bitch, Alex Jr. It was my father's name originally.
The bride's mom and her friends were just like high laughing, and they're like, "We just so joy. You don't know what happened."
They're like totally fine.
We put pills in our own drinks to have a good time. I don't know why she's ruining our buzz. If anything, she owes us $10 for the Oxycontin.
She said she wanted the same drink as me. It had a roofie at the bottom of
Yeah,
it. What's the problem?
If you drop Oxy in your own drink, is it really a roofie or is it just an extra nice cocktail?
Yeah.
They were
all safe at home.
Roofie
It's
colada.
fine.
If you like roofie coladas,
But ultimately,
then you're related to them.
Getting
But,
caught in
yeah.
the fancy.
Ultimately, my advice for this person is: look, it sounds like there's a lot of drama already, and she is not highlighting she's not making an adult assessment about what's going on, unless it's the crazy situation. But she just needs to back up. I honestly think my final advice is: yes, your relationship is doomed, and you should totally break up.
What she said.
I want to believe in them, though. I believe in love.
Hire Kristin Manna for consultancy.
What does Joel think?
Joel on YouTube says, so let me get this right. This chick is marrying a Kennedy.
Yeah, maybe. Well, but, okay, wait.
Person.
Let's preface this. Yeah, a
And he said,
Kennedy.
is this Meghan Markle writing?
Oh my God, totally. I think it's like a Kennedy, but like in Nebraska terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He's got.
They were
farm
pushed
money,
out of
but
the
it's
East
not
by
like,
the rest of the family, and now they're just running some kind of shit in Idaho.
He has farm money,
They're in
but it's
witness
not
protection.
like land.
Yeah, my family moved me away to the Midwest because I am the Fredo of my family. I sit around all day snorting hot salts. I knew who killed Robert. I partied with that guy. He told me everything. I'm keeping it quiet because I owe him $7,500 from when we were in Ukraine. It was Hunter Biden.
Yeah, man, that
J.F. Jr.'s life. What?
That's gonna haunt you. Yeah. But yeah, Jake, any final advice for these people?
Yeah, man. And you know how Winston Churchill once said the worst thing about a dictator is they make you become them. I never thought that my answer to a dating question would be more roofies, but goddamn, you read it. Goddamn, you read it. You've brought me to this. You've brought me to this. What you need to do. All right, your mother who's hardy har. I roofied my mother-in-law and got her kids taken away. You need to roofie her when she's on her way to fucking work. You know what I mean? Just have her crash the school bus, whatever she's doing. You know what I mean? Make her slur her speech as a Walmart greeter. I can't imagine she's the CEO of anything. But if she is, even better. You need to drug her, fucking embarrass her, do the exact same thing, you know? Then we see how funny it is to get roofied and have your kids taken away. Roofie your mother and take yourself away.
I have a question. Where's the dad in this?
Who's dad?
I'm assuming in jail. I'm assuming in jail or dead.
Yeah, we don't know.
I
guess he wasn't invited, so it doesn't say. But after the incident where he did roofie his, soon-to-be ex-wife, he was charged, but it doesn't say that he was in jail. So he obviously wasn't around. The dad wasn't around, which makes sense, because Simon's in the picture, et cetera, so.
He's the smartest one in the whole bunch. Get away.
Simon's really the one that needs to run.
Oh, that's a good point. I think whichever character in here is in this question the least, that's the smartest. That's the one who's like, listen, Hurricane Katrina's coming. I'm getting the fuck out of New Orleans.
Yeah.
This bunch of
with
a beautiful accent.
But amazing. I think we answered that question.
Absolutely, we did. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or write them to us live every single Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, except for next week, actually. I will be out of town for the wedding. And so we are taking the week off. I should have mentioned that at the beginning.
Week.
Yes, we're taking next week off, but every week except for that, write us live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So for now, we're going to take yet another one from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. Should I divide my wealth unevenly between my son and my stepchildren?
Fuck me.
I have to talk about this.
I'm 55 and currently married to my second wife. My first wife passed away due to cancer. We've established a small company which was worth a fair bit and grew to $15 million. Before
fair.
I'm so rich.
A fair 15.
One of my stepchildren told lies about me while the other one had my back.
Before passing away, my wife made me lock up her share, which is half, in a trust to eventually pass on to my son. I have two stepchildren that I adore and I love them, but I intend on giving my wife's share completely to my son and divide my half 3 ways for the 3 of them. As a result, my son would inherit a majority of control while still passing on some money to my stepchildren. My wife doesn't think that this is wise because my stepchildren may resent me after I'm gone, but I don't think that I can betray my deceased wife's trust. Would it affect them if I consider splitting it more evenly? Okay, Kristin, you're bursting.
Please.
Okay, so his wife died.
Yeah.
And he gave her half.
Yes.
But now he is. But the question is, because I have 2 kids that aren't mine. Pre-step is how old were the kids when they met him?
Tell us what you're doing with your wealth, Kristin.
I would give the kids, if I marry someone who has children, you're taking on the children. Yes, they're not your children, but I think it also depends on how old they are when you take them on. Are they like 17, 16? Like I wouldn't really give them, they're already like adults anyway.
So I didn't read this part of the question, but he did. It's the kids. So his son is 15. Mm-hmm. One stepchild is 12. One stepchild is 9. But it doesn't say how long he's been married to the second wife.
But he already committed to the son, right? Like he committed half, right, to the son. So he didn't know he was going to get stepkids, right?
My dad said that when he dies, he's not splitting his money equally. He said that he's giving it who needs it the most. So none of us.
Wow. And then way to encourage me to accomplish my dreams, Dad.
Yeah, why don't you do less, Kristin?
Well, he's not going to make, like, when he dies, we're going to owe money. But like,
right. That's what I'm saying. As comics, we're the absolute worst people to give this advice. We are on a trajectory, unless we happen to luck out and one of us becomes Kevin Hart or some shit. We are on a trajectory to where, our kids are going to be fighting over who's got to pay for the casket. Exactly. It's going to be the opposite thing as this guy.
Yeah.
My dad is always like, if she didn't come visit me, I'm taking her out of the will. So we're just waiting. I love him, but we're just when he dies, we just want to see who was on his shit list. But for this particular situation, I just feel like, okay, so he did make the promise before, but the kids are young enough that he's raising them and he's going to be an impactful person in their life. Question, do they have a dad, or is he the dad figure?
That is a good question. He doesn't say. He just says that he has 2 stepchildren, that he adores them and loves them, but he doesn't talk about their father. So I don't know if that person.
I think regardless, he's looking out for them and he's giving them $2 million apiece. I think he's not a bad guy.
That is what I was going to say. So here's my
and any check that's 7 figures is a glass is half full kind of problem. You greedy motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's okay. So that's exactly what I was going to say, because it's. I think that you're making a very valid point in the sense of this is your dad. And so if the stepchildren knew them since they were 1 and he is the father figure, there isn't another father figure in their life, it would seem like you kind of got slighted a little bit, because it's we've had some history.
But if you already got a working dad, you're gonna get his money. Now you're just getting both dads' death money.
Yeah, that's bullshit. And you know what? As a kid with a lot of stepdads, as a kid with 4 ex-stepdads, none of those fucking guys have money. I'm gonna have to pay for 4 fucking caskets at some point. It's gonna be shitty.
But
They're gonna be, hey, he was married to your mom.
Stay with me
from the years 19.
Back to the dictator.
They're like,
yes, I will bury all my stepdads alive with my mother like an ancient Greek empress.
Jake is just gonna wait for the next virus outbreak and then mass bury his stepdad.
Yes. One plot for them. Jake's stepdad.
It's gotta be on a step. Yes. My father goes next to her because he was the first husband, the one she had kids with, and then the 17 stepdads, they go up front. You know what I mean? Yeah. They have a whole thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you bury those people in a circle, that in 100 years, there's going to be some sort of evil spirit that gets summoned. Like the Fifth Element or something.
It's going to be like the end of Poltergeist. You moved the graves, but you didn't move Jake's ex-stepdad's bodies. You moved his mother, which was nice. Admittedly, that was nice, but you didn't move the ex-stepdad's body.
Yeah. But so
never enough.
But here's what I think. Okay, so so they built this money, they made this money, and then the wife dies from cancer, right? When she died, she took her money and she put it in a trust. She drew a line in the sand that said, this was my financial contribution to our family during my lifetime. So therefore, from the the dead mom's perspective, for her,
she doesn't have a perspective.
No, you're right. But like from her.
Now we're bringing her on the Love Gurus podcast. We're getting a Ouija board. We're putting a mic up to that Ouija board. And we're asking the real questions.
Jake is just going to bury his stepdads in a circle, and we'll talk to her.
I do an Indian rain dance.
Yes.
You're right, though.
First Nations rain dance. They get upset, those spirits, when you call them that.
It's from the dead mom.
Yeah, it's her half that he's talking about. So why would her half be then shared with these stepchildren that I'm sure they're lovely and I'm sure they fucking
it's fine then. You're right.
Yeah,
break them off.
I forgot about the dead mom. Yeah. that he's inheriting this money from the dead mom. It's not.
Yeah.
They're not. The kids, that's not their dead mom.
It's not
without that dead mom, they would have never gotten him.
It's not their dead mom, and I'm sure the stepmother is lovely, but the son is still gonna kind of be like, at some point I had a mom. Like, that's his money. But and then also to Polly's point, you're taking 15 million, dividing that by 2. That's 7.5 million. Then divided by 3.
Sounds like a good dude.
Still seems pretty okay.
Yeah,
still
exactly.
Seems like it's going to pay for
Sounds
college.
Like, I really profited from mom fucking this dude.
Can you marry my mom?
Exactly. So I would be honored to have you as a future ex-stepdad.
Yeah.
Take that 2.2.
Plus,
make it
also,
1.1.
not to be that person from Kansas, but if those stepkids are smart, listen, that's, their brothers are going to basically get like $10 million, and they're totally not related, so they can totally get married.
Hashtag Kansas.
Oh shit! That's like feudal lordship. You know what I mean? Like second cousins are marrying to keep the kingdoms
if
together.
If the mom's all concerned about
overthrow
her
the Spanish,
children's well-being, she's going to be like, "Listen, little Tommy,
just marry your brother.
You better get into Marty's boots sooner rather than later."
Bro, this is how Charlemagne got bit. This is how Charlemagne got bit.
I'm just saying, they're stepchildren, and stepchildren fall in love and get married all the time.
Joel on YouTube says, "No time off allowed. Let me co-host with Suzanne. I bring absolutely nothing to the table other than being a person with a non-PC sense of humor."
You know what would be great
that's
is
all right, man.
Joel can play the guitar, and I can just, I don't know what I would say. Joel can play the guitar to my set or something.
I'll just harmonize.
Amy on YouTube says, "Don't think just because I'm dead I won't come down there." Sean on YouTube says,
"Sean,
hey, again, finally here with my best friend of 17 years. What's up, guys? We binge watched the entire first season of Sexy Beasts on Netflix last night, and we're here for your thoughts." I mean, Sexy Beast, I think that was like an old movie with Ben Kingsley, right? Where he played the pissed off gangster and he just screamed at that guy, "I will fuck you to death, mate." He was like an angry Australian guy, remember? Now. Sexy Beast, I think. Was Ben Kingsley. Wasn't it?
I don't know the original.
I don't know, but there's
Sexy Beast was amazing.
There's a mouse.
Sweet. Check it out.
Yeah,
Thank you, Sean.
I get it. So it's beasts that are sexy. It's
get it?
Yeah, there's like a dog. There's a lizard.
Dude, I've jerked off to the movie.
Are they trying to normalize bestiality?
Yeah.
Go back to the mushroom jerking.
Yeah.
Cats in the theater, front row on mushroom. Yeah. Who has it? Who among us, sir?
Straight up.
Joel on YouTube says, "This one hits close to home. I don't have anything to leave other than the house, guitars, and my guns. But I plan to leave everything to my grandson and my brother." Fucking A, dude. That sounds like lyrics to yeah.
That's really useful. Like your dad leaves you guns and a whip, you can make things. Okay?
That sounds like lyrics to a Johnny Cash song. If that was not a Johnny Cash song, you need to, dude, put a guitar tune underneath that. That's an amazing song. Kristin, you can't figure out about you can't forget about the dead mom.
I love Joel. I don't know who Joel is. He's great.
Sean on YouTube says it's a reality show. Goddamn right, man. These people are out of their minds.
Yeah.
Joel says, "I'd gladly play guitar, Suzanne. No keyboards, though. That shit didn't work out well." That is a throwback to 7 episodes ago.
Oh, was this when he got when Joel got the keyboard?
Yes, his keyboard player from one of his band.
The keyboard player fingered his
fingered.
wife, I think, with his penis.
Yes, and that's too bad. He should have used his hands. Keyboard players, I heard, are good at fingering. You know what I'm saying?
Tickle the ivory.
Joel's keyboard player fingered Joel's wife?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was,
Yes.
Correct us if we're, but
More details, Joel.
yeah.
To the tune of Benny and the Jets.
But it was
made her
like,
squirt
but
today.
like she was a hoe anyway. So like it all
Yeah.
worked out. Like Joel's now living this very happy life.
Yeah.
But the keyboard player fingered his wife, and
Uh-huh.
then the wife cheated on him with the keyboard player. But now Joel is he's much better off and very happy.
Much better off. Yeah. He's been married for a long time. He's got the house. He's got guitars and guns.
He's
What
got
the fuck
guitars
more
and
do you
guns.
want? What the
Yeah.
fuck more you want?
What
That's
an inheritance,
amazing.
I say.
Straight up.
Sean on YouTube says a reality dating show where all contestants are in prosthetic makeup.
Oh, I just burped. Okay. So that's Sexy Beasts. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
What
As
channel is this on? What?
it's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, I can
No,
afford
but see,
that.
I like the premise of that.
That's someone
Sexy
else's
Beasts.
password.
Yeah.
That's so
I could historically afford it, but I don't have to yet.
But yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie Sexy Beast with Ben Kingsley, it's amazing. It's
Okay.
You know how Ben Kingsley normally plays kind of like reserved dramatic roles? He's sort of like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas if he was on fucking crystal meth.
Okay.
He just shows up because this guy doesn't like an
Sold.
old gangster friend of his doesn't want to do a heist, and he just smacks him around and screams at him. And he fucking, at one point, I do believe an insult that he throws at him in the middle of is he calls him a fucking spunk bubble. That's one of the most amazing words I've ever heard. So he calls him a spunk bubble.
I'm tipsy now. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it
Sexy
sounds-
Beast with
it
Ben
sounds
Kingsley.
amazing.
I want
It's
Chris to
amazing.
get
Yeah.
it before the
But
He
so
calls the guy a
here's-
spunk bubble while he's screaming at
I'll whisper in your ear.
So here's who is a
Spunk.
sexy beast though is
Little
is
bubble.
this 55-year-old Ted. So what's our final advice? My final advice is that listen, you built this company with your dead wife. You drew a line in the sand with this trust. You know, that's the sons.
Mhm.
Like the stepkids, listen, they're going to be completely fine. Like a child starting off in the world with $2 million, like if they don't make it, it's their own
Listen,
fault.
I get the mother
Yeah, if
trying
only I had
on
4
sake-
million.
for
Who
the sake
says
of her kids.
Yeah.
She's gonna, it's good negotiating.
Yeah.
Let me get my kids a little piece. I get that, but no, I mean, unless these, they're really supportive or they have big aspirations or business, then maybe he redoes it and gives them a little. But I think he respects the wishes and gives
Yeah.
half to the
I
son.
think reevaluating this, he's doing what he needs to do. It's the dead wife that is giving the son that. So it's really like not
It's
his
her gift.
problem.
She's
It's from
the
mother.
one-
That's the bond with
Yeah.
the mother.
Yeah.
Who,
Yeah.
So let me get this straight because I'm getting a little tipsy.
And what does he do for a living? This casual 15.
Can
This
you
guy
just
is
send
a
us $1
businessman.
million
Yeah.
to split?
Yeah.
Like,
Can I work for you?
Dude, buy a vineyard and sponsor the Love Gurus
Turn it into
podcast. you
30.
fuck.
Yeah.
You could be something greater than what you are now. Some dead guy who's got a
Invest.
bunch of kids. Come
Invest.
on, man. Invest in a great podcast.
AMC, live a little.
Yeah. Podcast gave Caller Daddy $60 million. We're just asking for a bit of free fucking wine here. Come
Yeah.
on.
Just a little bit for trouble, sir.
Yes. Free wine. Sponsor us. We'll give you shout outs. Just like Decoy Wine. This could be you getting shout outs on this podcast. You fuck.
But perfect. I think we answered that question.
I think so,
we
too.
have
Nailed that.
luckily been a little bit long-winded, and this next question is a bit long-winded as well. So it might be the last one. I think.
All right. Absolutely. Let us. Let me get the music going.
pumping.
Get the music pumping. Oh, we are taking our last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you have any questions to write in to not songs, that's a different type of medium, isn't it? If you have any questions to write in, write them into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. If not, in fact, even better, watch every single Thursday live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You can
Would
chat
recommend.
stuff live in the comment section. Ask the questions there, or comment on the questions. Even better, So we're going to take our last one from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Last question. My dad is trying to leverage my college fund to censor me. Another money question, but you guys get it. Okay, I'm 31 and my dad is 57. When I was 19, I decided I didn't want to go to college, and my dad said that that's fine, that he has $20,000 in saving for a college fund. He's going to set it aside for when I change my mind or when one of his grandkids wants to go to college. I'm a Bernie supporter, and my dad is a Trump supporter. Last year, I decided to go back to college.
I guess you can never be friends.
Last year, I decided to go back to college, and my dad told me that my college fund has grown to $30K and that he would use that to pay for my college classes. About 9 to 10 months ago, my dad started telling me that I needed to stop talking about politics on my personal Facebook
I just had the wrong question up on the bottom there, people, so ignore that.
Yeah, sorry, I skipped.
No worries.
Of this dad.
My mom tells me that my dad bitched about some of the things that I was sharing, like being pro-vaccine, sharing memes on universal health care, etc. His friends started telling me that he needs to tell me to cut it out or he should use my college fund as leverage.
I got 7 Pfizer shots, Dad. Fuck you, Dad. I got 7 of them. 7. I got Pfizer.
You failure.
You know what?
Failure. You're going to live vicariously through your son. And
You
try
don't
to
even
control him.
need your dad's
Shut up.
fucking money.
Yeah. You're already cooler than your father.
There's still
Get the Pfizer and then lie about it. Be safe and be like,
There's
Dad.
a lot of Milwaukee's best. This guy.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, this isn't this Band-Aid. It's not from the Pfizer. It's from I got high fructose corn syrup. You shot right into my fucking arm, man. The My Pillow guy told me this worked better. Just fucking lie. Just lie to him during Thanksgiving. Who gives a shit?
Well, I got the bill for my next semester of classes, and I sent it to him to arrange payment. He says that he's not going to pay for any more classes until I stop being so political on Facebook. I tell him that if he's going to refuse to honor his agreement, then I'm going to cancel my Thanksgiving trip with him and with my family. I also told him that if he doesn't change his mind, he won't be seeing his granddaughter. So my mom went back to my dad, trying to get him to see the light. He held firm, and my mom is now considering divorcing my dad. She too has grown tired of his politics, and she too thinks that him holding the money over my head to silence me is wrong.
Yeah,
I love that they're 2 overly political douchebags on the other side of the fence. So it's sort of like in the cuts and the cradle and the hill of us, but like both these people suck.
I'll hold you your college fund and see you your granddaughter.
Yeah.
That's it.
But like I agree with the dude who's vaccinated politics. I just don't like him as a person.
Do you think that I should cave on my suck? Do you think that I should cave on my dad's demands and shut up until I've used the college fund and save his marriage, or stick to my guns?
No, it sounds like they shouldn't be married anyway.
Yeah, okay, here's what I think is that sometimes, and more, I was about to say particularly males, but females and males too. Sometimes people go through a midlife crisis and it causes them to just go crazy into a few different ways. There's those people that start like crazy working out. There's people who start, having lots of affairs. There's also people who then go
lots of affairs.
Yeah.
Who are these Casanovas?
I got a Thor tattoo.
Get a Thor tattoo? Yeah.
I can see you rocking.
And then there's also people who get crazy about politics, even if they weren't so political in their younger days. It comes from their sense of like they're not dealing well with losing their youth, right? So therefore, they don't want to listen to all these young liberal hipsters that are talking about universal healthcare. And really, I just think it's the dad like realizing that once this college fund is over, like he's the old man. His son is in college, and that's it.
True.
It's
Joel on YouTube real quick. Joel says, "Dad is blowing the college fund on hookers and blow, but only if the golden showers are included." Sean says, take all the liberal arts courses. Amy says, sure, I'm going to college. It's me university.
Oh, straight up. What if he's just like embezzling the funds from his dad? That's a baller move.
Amy says, wait, you have a kid and you're not in college. Who are you?
But yeah.
I think that
sounds like they both want to control
everyone on some level became political these last couple of years.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the dad is just like annoyed and that he's trying to hold this power, but it's like, no, Dad, you suck.
Yeah.
You're not cool.
You're not cool, Dad. Get with it.
It's one thing to have a different view but to try and control his son in such a manipulative way, that's what's weird. It's
it's odd.
That's so Trump to make you to hold power, to hold money over you, to make you like you.
Yeah, isn't that really like what Ivanka's all about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, but I agree with you. I think it's he's on the internet whining. He's like, my dad won't give me my money because he said, it's it's unfortunate, and I definitely feel for him because obviously college is expensive.
He does sound like Trump Jr. in college right now. This fucking whiny pussy. I don't like this guy.
If he is a Bernie supporter, I think that, he should continue that.
I'm a Bernie supporter, man. I don't like people inheriting money. Why won't Papa give me my money?
Yeah.
If his dad had any humor in him, he'd be like, it's supposed to be free anyway, kid.
That's what I think is a little bit of a funny
Don't you believe in capping, like raising estate taxes to 1,000%? So, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's really manipulative. It's like, you're holding it over the kids.
Dude, I hate both of these.
But also,
I hate both.
You're 31.
Yeah, I'm not done with school yet.
Well,
Either you hate it or
I'm in my early 30s, and I actually went back to school at 30.
Yeah,
the same age too. But if there was money that my parents had for me to go to school, oh yeah, for sure, I'd be like, hey, can you help me pay for this?
I get wanting it.
But at the same time, it's like, all right, you're also like at the age where maybe you could just be like, fuck you, I don't need you.
Just do it.
Like, I understand. I agree with you. I think it's,
just
we're not talking about
fuck off and pave your own way. Yeah.
We're not talking about some young 18-year-old
buddies
person.
And what they think.
He is perfectly capable of sorting this out himself, but he just wants to get on the internet and whine that he isn't getting this money, when really, if he genuinely felt strongly this way and was liberal, it wouldn't even be a question for him. He's just kind of like, I don't know, it's like he's almost like he's like one of those like liberals, like he's doing it because he thinks it's cool, not because he like really, I don't know, I guess I
love this fucking guy.
But you know what I mean?
He's such a goddamn hypocrite. My father owns Monsanto and my pronouns are them, they. Like, fuck you jerk off.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Ridiculous.
Like,
I hate this guy.
He's like posting all of this.
Your father's
stuff
a douche too, but you're the fucking block off the old chip, or the other way around. You're a block off the old
like
Cinnamon Toast
he's
Crunch.
posting all this liberal stuff, which even if you agree with that, but then at the end of the day,
but I want my dad's oil money. Like, fuck you.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a sense of entitlement about
my
him.
favorite politician is Bernie Sanders, but my father owns a diamond mine in the Congo, and I would like my payments from that diamond mine. That's this fucking guy. He sucks.
So I just think that this so I think this guy needs to just basically grow up. You also have a daughter, so why don't you set an example for her?
Oh my god!
Set the money aside for your daughter.
Yeah, you greedy shit.
That's a good point.
How about like
because based on this guy, the dad's probably going to be dead by the time the daughter goes to college.
He's going to die of a heart attack on Facebook.
I mean, he probably,
or he's going to be shot.
Oh my god!
Save it for the daughter.
So
save
it for the daughter.
I think pot should be legal.
And then it's almost kind of like, see, this is a great, because if he can scrape it together, pay for it himself, and then that money gets saved for the daughter, if it's invested, it's going to be worth
save it.
5 times as much by the time, not 5 times.
It's an investment until him go fuck himself.
It's going to be way more by the time she goes to college. Then he doesn't necessarily have to worry about saving for her.
Yeah.
Pays it for, by that time, the dad
Shepherd.
will have mellowed out.
I agree with you though.
Yeah.
Daughter.
That's a great idea. That's my final advice, to save it for the daughter.
Well, I will
parlay it into your daughter.
Don't take your dad. Let them get divorced. Save it for the granddaughter.
Don't do school.
I didn't even talk about that. Yeah. So so the other aspect of this is, should the wife divorce the Trump supporter dad? And my advice is, hells yeah.
Yeah.
Get yourself a facial, get your nails did.
Do the second half different.
Yeah.
How about the wife? The wife takes it, goes back to school.
Yeah.
Gets her groove back.
She goes back to school, ironically.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, I think the wife should divorce the Trump guy, but I also think that, sir, your wife should divorce this, I don't know, wealthy Baron von Antifa kid. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, I don't like you either.
My dad's holding this money over my head. Well, just like you're.
Tell me the fuck
I don't have a brain by myself.
You're middle-aged.
She also might want him to get that money because she's saddled with him. She's got a kid with him. She's like,
she's like, such a depressing word.
She's like, look, she's like, just fucking suck it up and take the money. Like, we've got this kid to raise, and I'm already working 3 shifts down at the Piggly Wiggly.
I mean, it's true. He also knew his for the last 10 years that this money was a backup for him if he ever wanted to go. So that's really shitty. To be like, oh, I could go back to school because I have this money set aside.
Right.
And then being dragged over his head.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the dad's shitty. This guy's shitty too. And I never thought I would give anyone this advice because joining the army is one of those fucking things to where I'm like, I wish I could go back and fucking undo it. That said, sir, you should join the army and have them pay for your college. You know what I mean?
But what's the age limit to join the army? You can't be like 45 and join the army.
You can't be 45, but you could be in your 30s and do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it's still snipe.
Think the lesson is
Yeah.
You can have a beer gut and snipe.
Until you get arthritis in your trigger finger, you're fine. And now it's the joystick stick finger now that it's drones and shit.
drones.
As long as you can fucking bomb them.
What is the age limit?
I think it's like 36, 37 now. Well, it's different though.
You're saying a 36-year-old can enlist in the army?
I know that.
I'm
well,
only 34 and I have no cartilage in my right
I
knee.
know that it's higher.
Not the target market.
It's higher if you were prior enlisted too. Like you can join again if you were in before at an older age, and then it's less. But yeah, it's like well into your 30s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's as the
Oh,
army
do you
says.
like start out as like the youngin, or do you just get promoted?
No, you start out as the
Be all
young.
you have left to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you were prior service, I think you're a little higher rank at that point. But
Interesting.
it's they do take it off, and it's dependent on what branch you end up joining, what your MOS is, your job, and all that shit. That said, I think this guy should pay his. I think he should pay his tuition with the army. I think he should go get fucking shot at a few times, and then he'll get what? Free health care from the VA. He'll get the utopia. Government, I get the VA. And you know what? Not the utopia that a lot of the Bernie people. I'm kind of a Bernie guy. But like, dude, I see the dark side of it. And that is every time I go to the VA. Before I step foot in the VA, I'm like, hey, man, we're a developed country. We should have single-payer health care just like all the other developed countries. And then I go into the VA and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is why we can't have nice things. We'd fuck it up. We would take Finland's fucking model. We would take a giant McDonald's fueled shit on it, and we would do it bad. Like that is,
Yeah.
That said,
No
we got some comments too. We got let's see. Save it for the daughter. Fuck, I had no idea.
Hubris? Who's
That
Hubris?
Chris was from Arkansas. Hubris. Oh, we got a new guy.
Hubris is attacking the.
From now
Nice
on,
idea, Joel.
Joel is all.
yeah, this
I'm
might
just trying to be a peacemaker.
Joel, this might, yeah, to be fair to Joel, these are kind of old. I was backed up on comments here. Let's see. Oh, here's an older one from Joel. It says, Christ, I must be drunk. I thought college kid was a female. Drunk me. Didn't need to comment on the love. Of course you did. Of course you did.
Of course.
We love the comments. We're drunk
That
commenting.
fuels
right
us. That's the oil to the engine.
Hubris on YouTube says, from now on, Reddit needs to have a disclaimer that says, if you post, Suzanne will probably rip you apart.
Get him,
Yes.
I felt like I was being really mild.
I mean, I think we ripped apart the kid, but we ripped apart the dad too. We hate everybody involved. Hubris, LOL. Hubris said she's a Terminator. Goddamn right.
Yeah.
Goddamn
My head will spin,
T1000. Yeah. A petty, hateful, anonymous Terminator. No, she's not anonymous. She's doing it as a name.
You know what I honestly feel is
she
amazing?
does it with fucking balls.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Hubris. You can see my six-pack through this T-shirt. Why? Because I'm a Terminator.
Joel says he should join the Navy. After all, he could sail the 7 seas. Sean says, damn, I'm out of the age range.
Oh, for the Army. It's okay, Sean.
It said, Hubris, guys, Jake got to join. They aren't turning anyone down. And they didn't back when I was in. Yeah. It was, older than Jake and have already teamed up on gigs. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I think it is true. I think maybe it's different now. But yeah, certainly like when we were of enlistment age, around 18. I mean, they were like fucking begging you. I mean, they would come, like, I used to do this prank to the girl who lived next door. So she lived next door, so I obviously knew what her I'll take a bit. I obviously knew what her address
I'll be right
was. So every time that there was like, we are, like you're at high school things or whatever, and there'd be like the Army recruitment, I'd always write her address down and her phone number, and they would like come to her house all the time and be like, excuse me, is Natalie home? We've heard that she'd like to enlist in the service. And I'm like,
you sneakily wanted to send your friend to war.
Because it was just, I knew that she wasn't ever going to join, but it was just, which is, okay, by far the hugest dick move on the face of the earth. The fact that I'm wasting some poor recruitment time because it's hilarious to see an officer in uniform knock on my neighbor's door and try to get her enlist. Like, I'm such an asshole.
Dude, when I joined in 2005, this was like, it was like the Iraq war was really ramped up, but it wasn't still in this, well, I'm proud to be an American where it needs. It was like, oh, we're doing this to make 7 guys in Texas rich. Like, that's when kind of everybody got that.
It was like the Bush era.
Yeah. But it wasn't the beginning of Bush era where even Democrats pretended that man was a genius for like a year after 9/11. It was after that where they're like, oh, no, he's dumb again. He's really fucking dumb again. And it was, so they needed people to fucking throw because now they're in true theaters. They gave so many waivers for so much shit. Medical was still kind of tough, but like, so they, a funny story about this. So there was one kid that I was in there with who, the ASVAB is like an education test that you have to get in there. Now it's the same in every state and every branch. It's called the ASVAB. It's an acronym. Don't know what it stands for. I just know that I got kicked out of normal high school and went to an alternative one for junkies and dropouts. Remember that crack story I told at the beginning? Didn't do any fucking homework, smoke crack, smoke crystal meth. You know what I mean? It was fun.
Some crack. It doesn't mean you're dumb.
Well, it does, but not dumb according to the ASVAB. I scored upper 90 percentiles. They were like, you can pick any MOS you want.
But I feel like you probably had one of those like blackout moments where like you're like, you come out and you're like, what just happened? And they're like, he scored in the 99th percentile.
Yeah.
Like you just happened to fluke an amazing test score.
I blacked out on crystal meth and I was like, this shit makes you think quick. And I went in there and I just Rain Man that shit. I was like, this is definitely the answer. It's definitely B, and then C, and then A, and then D, and and then I was like, what happened last night? Was that a dream? Did I join the army yesterday? What happened?
Yeah,
and then it turned out I was defeated.
I joined the fucking army.
No, but I scored like upper 90%, and that's not because
of my class.
But that's not because I'm a freakish genius. It's because these questions were really fucking easy. You seen that movie Idiocracy? It was like that, where they have them putting shapes and shit in there. It was fucking easy. Now, I ended up joining the infantry anyway because I'm dumb, which proves that, you don't have to be smart to fucking do well on those tests. I was like, I want to shoot big guns. They showed me videos of guys in the infantry shooting big guns. This seems amazing.
But I've heard that they'll take you like on a recruiting trip, basically let you shoot big guns with the intention to be like, hey, if you join the army, you get to shoot.
Fuck no, they just showed me videos of people shooting big guns. I was like,
not even hands-on training.
Yes, I don't know if you've seen the Beavis and Butthead episode where they go into the recruiter and it's like, what's the different sales pitches? And then he clicks on the video, Lost Cause, and then it was just a dude in a tank going, fuck yeah, we blow shit up. What are you, a pussy? Don't like to blow shit up? Fuck you. They showed me that video. And I was like, this seems amazing. I just remember saying, is that guy holding a rocket launcher right now? And they were like, yes, that's an AT-4. You would definitely get to shoot one of these if you join the infantry. I'm like, fucking A, I'm in. And then they were like, you see all these other guns? Most of the other MOSs just get to shoot like an M16 or an M4, and that's it. I was like, dude, I got to shoot the big guns. You know what I mean? I want to shoot a lot of fucking guns.
Well, you were in the 99th percentile. You wanted to, you wanted to rise to the top.
Dude, I was like, I don't even care. I'm only making 7 guys in Texas rich. This isn't about patriotism. It's not. I just want to shoot. I want to play with toys. I want to play with the toys, and I want to fucking break things.
Yeah. What else are you doing?
Now Texas is booming.
Yes, I want to make Texas great again, and that's what I did. For 7 guys, and a couple guys in Connecticut. But anyway, so for infantry, I was talking about the ASVAB test, how I scored crazy high. For infantry, that's the lowest requirement for the ASVAB test. Now, this is a multiple choice test, A, B, C, D. You know what I mean? You fill in the fucking thing.
4 choices.
And 4 choices. 4 choices. 100 questions. Percentile, you know what I mean? 100 questions, whatever. You only need to score a 37% to get in the infantry. A 37% out of 100. That's half a fucking D. Like, not even, There was people that I went to basic training with who got waivers for the ASVAB test. Oh. Like, they straight up couldn't get the 37. And they were like, fuck it. We need bodies.
Yeah, but maybe they were just really hungover.
Dude, there was one kid down there And even though like I was in Fort Benning, which is in Georgia, this kid grew up like right around there, super rural Georgia kid. People were talking about waivers they got. Most of it was criminal shit. It was harder to get waivers for medical stuff, but criminals.
Yeah, you kind of
want to shoot
want
the little guns?
anything short of
you kind of
yes.
The little guns.
You kind of
Anything-
want
And check for
someone.
the bombs while you're at it.
You kind of want someone in the army who's going to fucking pistol whip someone. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Like,
That's a
bro,
good move.
Anything short of we found heads in the fridge, they let you the fuck in.
I think
You
it's
know.
fine.
And so, but
Have to
I'm
be
down there.
encouraged.
We're talking about waivers and stuff, and people are like, "Yeah, man, I stole a car," or "Yeah, man, I sold fucking weed," or whatever. And this kid was like, "Yeah, I got me a waiver," and we were like, "What was your waiver?" Couldn't pass ASVAB, and we were like, "Dude, you only needed a 37% out of 100. What the hell was your score?" He's like, "I took it twice," and we were like, "What'd you end up getting?" This is what he looked at us, no fucking shame, and he goes, 19, and we go, 19. 9 fucking 10.
Took it twice and they added the 19s
Yes,
together.
and 19 was the best of the taste scores. And I'm like, dude, you could it was a multiple choice out of 4. You literally could have picked A on every question and scored better than a 19 by 6 fucking points. What are you doing?
I love that Jake is basically the Tyler Van Winklevoss of the infantry.
What?
He this other.
And
kid
I'm
of
a
the
dumb
Winklevoss
motherfucker.
twins.
I'm not I didn't know who she was talking about
Invest
just
in
now.
Safe Moon.
I thought she was talking about Rip Van Winkle. I didn't know. I don't know who Tyler Winklevoss is. It wasn't on the question to get in the army. It wasn't. I didn't have to answer
GameStop
that.
still a good stock?
Which one?
GameStop.
According to Mr. 19, yeah, you should invest all your fucking money in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. So what was? Okay. So I understand what you're saying.
Oh,
so
yeah, what's the question?
So you're saying that an option is for this person, even at his age,
Sure.
because as long as he can score more than a 19,
As long as you can do better than
He can get
19, you're in. You're in.
yeah. So I think
How do you
that's
feel about this, Kristen?
I just feel like there are schools that are not that expensive. Like if it's really that bad,
Yeah.
there's like state schools are cheaper than private schools.
Yeah.
I don't know.
no.
I'm just like
No,
trying to
this
give
is-
them
you could
options.
share.
I agree
30
with you.
grand,
I've
yeah.
seen recently a
30
commercial.
grand's a lot.
That's why I don't like this guy, is because I consider myself a fairly progressive dude, but this guy is a fucking he is a Donald Trump Jr. in a Bernie Bros fucking clothes. You know what I mean? Like he's
yeah.
sitting there going, I just think everyone should have healthcare and everything should cost the same and everyone should be making but I need my rich Republican daddy's money though.
Yeah.
It's like fuck this guy.
Like that really sucks that his dad did that. Like I get it. That really sucks. 30 grand's a lot. Going back to college is a lot. That would definitely help you out. And that's really shitty your dad's doing that. But you're also like in your 30s.
Yeah, sort it out. Yeah.
And I get you're getting your shit together, but they give you a lot of financial aid when you're poor. So just like,
Yeah.
But that's the thing. This fucking guy ain't poor. He likes to kind of pretend he is, but he's not. I can sense that about this guy.
Yeah,
I
it might.
can
Yeah, his
do it.
dad might be like some sort of like Southern lawyer, like
Mhm.
that kind of thing. But yeah, but I agree. I think that's my final advice: is you need to grow up and realize that. Listen, if you're really going to profess these things and you're saying, "Oh, it shouldn't be censored," and hold this over your head. It's you either need to just let it go or you need to bend over and take it. Like
let it
those
go
are
to the
only-
daughter. I know, Joel.
yeah, or
I'm
let
not
it go
from
to the daughter.
Arkansas, but if he's gonna have to pay for his daughter's college anyway, so let his fucking Republican dad do it.
Totally.
Hubris
Yeah.
on YouTube says Jake definitely made Dick Cheney great again. You're goddamn right I did.
I
And I
haven't
made
met
this
that guy in a long
Dude,
time.
I made this kid's dad great again. I think his dad owns the companies that built the fucking AT-4 rocket launchers that got me to join in the first fucking place. I think this kid's dad
Someone's got
definitely got rich off of that whole deal. He says, for serious, a guy who's trying to leverage his kid's college fund for hookers, what's your advice? Asking for a friend.
YOLO.
serious?
YOLO.
Yeah.
You're only gonna live once. Why not use whatever you did on hookers? Because let's be honest, having a college
Oh,
degree.
thanks, Joel. He says, congrats, Amy and Jake. I
Oh,
appreciate
that's
that.
nice. But yeah, I don't know. Use that money.
Compression Jake smack my head. Yeah, man. I'm on. Yeah, we're doing what we can here. Poor edging is the worst. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I don't know. There's actually a part of me that feels, our goal on the Love Gurus podcast is to help people, and we helped this douchebag. There's part of me that's like,
Yeah.
anyway, he's a douchebag.
You don't need your dad. We believe in you.
Yes. We at the Love Gurus podcast, believe me. That's why I think you should say, hey, listen, Dad, I love Trump. Just go with me a bit. Pretend to blow Trump or whatever. And then, say like, listen, not only do I need college money, but more importantly, I want to buy a vineyard. I want to sponsor a podcast that drinks a lot of wine, and take your dad's money that was probably, again, with diamond mines or weapons or like whatever he did to get the money, oil, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You take that, you do something good with it, You make wine. You sponsor a podcast. A podcast that gives relationship advice and drinks.
We act so noble, but we would fucking sell our souls for like literally a case of wine.
Yes. I've seen it. Yes. 100%.
We have no more.
Dude, we're acting all woke and shit right now. If somebody even fucking offered us a case of wine, we'd be like, yeah, we'll wear a fucking Viking cap and store the Capitol. I don't give a shit. Yeah, you said a whole case of wine?
Right. I might not do that, but maybe for a little bit more than a case of wine. But I'm just saying, we will
do a podcast from. If you give us a case of wine, we will do a podcast from Nancy Pelosi's desk tomorrow. That's what we will do. We have no values. We have no real values on this.
We're very shallow. But perfect. I think we answered that question.
We did. We answered all the questions. You guys have been great.
All the questions.
You don't need your dad's money. But here's what I think he should do though, right? Is I think he should lie to his dad and be like, yeah, I'm super into blah blah blah. Get a fake Facebook thing where you post your real shit, and then you get a major in what you're telling him is making oil people more money. I'm a more money for oil peopleologist,
Very lucrative.
Or just like whatever you want to tell them, or I'm learning how to build guns, like just something. You tell them that's what it is, but you're
wear the MAGA hat.
Yeah. You wear the MAGA hat, you do the whole fucking thing. You do the whole thing, and then you get a job as an intern where at the United Negro College Funds. Yeah, and you just start giving money back to the community. After you get the degree, you go into some kind of fucking social cause. And you just let them and give every single speech you give, any kind of promotion you get. You're like, yeah, man. I'm bumped up to a high level in PETA's marketing team. And there's one man I got to thank, and that is Cletus Johnson, my father. I would not be the head of PETA's marketing team were it not for this man, this kind-hearted, forward-thinking, progressive man. It's going to drive him fucking bonkers, dude. You're playing the long game. You're Muhammad Ali leaning back on the fucking ropes and tucking your arms in for the first arms. You let him punch himself out. Let him think he's winning. And then, bam! Get back to the community.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, I think we answered that question.
Yes, we did. This has been a fun episode. We answered all the questions. Thank you to all of the listeners. Thank you to everybody on YouTube, man. Thanks to Sean. Thanks to Joel. Thanks to Hubris. Thanks to Amy. Thanks to all the listeners out there on all the apps, man. Check us out live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to our two awesome guests.
Yay!
Thank you to Kristin Manna. Thank you to Paul Dagliolo. Check them out. Check them out on social media, man. Check out our show at QED. Until next time, every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we are the Love Gurus. Thank you for watching. Later.